In this video, I'm going to be showing you step-by-step how to set up the best funnel for real estate agents, teams, and brokerages. This short and easy tutorial has the potential to make you hundreds of thousands in additional GCI. It's this simple. If your face, persona, and accolades are being shown to the exact people who might be interested in your services, you can expect to double or even triple the results you'd get from normal real estate advertising. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to do that. So, Traffic 101, we're starting off at the top of the funnel, where all of your traffic is actually starting from. Where are you actually going to get clients? And it's going to be from the top of the funnel, like stated before. The two main sources that you're going to be getting traffic from are from content and ads. Okay, you can be cold calling, which honestly doesn't really work anymore as far as leverage. You could be doing, referrals, but you're going to be limited as far as the amount of quantity that you're going to be getting, and you're not going to have a consistent pipeline full. You're going to be riding the roller coaster of referrals, heard it a million times. So if you want consistent leads, we've established you're probably going to need to be posting content or you're going to need to be running ads. So there's pros and cons to each. However, it's really important to understand both of them. And let's start off with content. So the beauty of content is that it's a free traffic source. You don't have to spend any money in order to actually compound results, but it's going to require months of blood, sweat, and tears in order to actually yield the results. And I'm not talking like 1 or 2 months. I'm talking like 6, 7, 8 months before your YouTube and your algorithm even knows who your ideal client is. And you need to be posting multiple videos a week, or at least 1 video a week, at least. Idealistically 2 to 3. And if you can do even more, then that's great. But most agents don't have the time, the bandwidth, and the capacity to actually produce these kind of results, even if they have a video editor. They still need to script it. They still need to figure out the format, the content ideas, the pain points, all that kind of stuff, research the market. And so it's limited by scale because most inputs are going to be equivalent to the outputs, meaning you're going to spend as much time as it requires to actually acquire a customer that would probably cost around the same amount of money, or it's the amount of money that you're making isn't justified for the amount of time that you're spending in it. But on the flip side, conversion rates are going to be extremely high because of the fact that you have a pre-existing relationship with that client. If they've watched multiple of your videos before, chances are when they book a call, they're going to know exactly what they're looking for, and they're going to trust in you as the go-to expert. The strategy, I would suggest running YouTube as your content, okay? And we're talking about video content. Picture content nowadays just isn't scalable. Like they don't know who you are. What relationship are you building if you're not posting videos? So what you can do is you can post long-form content on your YouTube channel. Take that and strategize it so you can post clips of it on TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram, depending on what makes the most sense for whichever platform, right? And you're going to want to provide some sort of call to action lead magnet within your content in the video descriptions, the pinned comments, with free assets, okay? Custom home evaluation, pretty broad and standard, but if you have like a playbook, ebook, whatever sort of way you can package your offer to be different than the rest of the market, that's going to answer people's questions, that actually drives them towards it, that's what you're going to want to be posting. And that's content in a nutshell. Inputs and outputs, a lot of input, but also you can, if done right and you scale it long enough and you compound your results and you give it enough time, you'll reap the benefits, you'll see the rewards, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we're moving on to ads. The difference here is you're going to have a guaranteed reach because you're going to be investing money up front, but it's going to require some skill. You need to understand efficiency and the certain nature of ads rather than just assuming that all of your ads reaching to the right people are going to end up working out. And when you're starting out, it's going to be a higher cost per acquisition initially, meaning you're probably going to be spending a couple $1,000s, if not maybe. I mean, let's just use a couple $1,000s for this situation to actually acquire a customer. And it's going to scale faster than content, but you still need to learn how to optimize the flow. If you know how to actually optimize it and you've been doing it, you can in turn actually make it happen if you have the capital and you're willing to invest. You can essentially scale faster. So the strategy that I have, that I use for all of my clients, is having a value-driven ad that's going to drive them to a landing page that's going to provide them that value in exchange for their contact information. You're not just providing free value for nothing in return, but you're going to make the barrier of entry so low that it makes it a no-brainer that, hey, this person's claiming to solve all my pain points on the ad, and all I need to do is submit my email, name, and phone number, and I'm going to get it. And most people, I've seen this before, but if you actually deliver with the actual ebook, the things that they're looking for, and it's information they haven't just seen that's posted on Google, they're going to build that trust. And when they're redirected to a booking page, if they haven't already gone there, they'll go back, they'll go to their search history, they'll book that call directly into your calendar. You don't have to have anything else but besides a thank you page, any sort of nurture sequence that's automatically done. You don't have to do any manual outreach, chase them forever, because you're going to have testimonials, you're going to have value that's provided to them, and it's going to make them feel like they already know, like, and trust you. They've seen your personality, they know what you're about, and they're going to make it that much easier for you to actually just want to work with them, especially because of the fact that who you're targeting is going to be specific to your ideal customer profile. So let's just break down the entirety of a funnel. What is a funnel? A funnel is the steps a lead takes before becoming a client. So here's just the core principles. You have at top the traffic. So this is where your awareness of who you are is. Then the next stage is the interest stage. So people know who you are. This is the lead generation stage, and they're actually showing interest in your product. Next is the action stage, where they're actually taking action. They believe to some degree what you're saying potentially could get them what they're looking for. And then from there, the next stage is if they actually find what value you're providing is worth what you're saying, they're going to book a call directly in your calendar. And this is a hot lead, someone who's urgent to sell, right? Or somebody who just trusts you. You can keep them in the pipeline, and eventually they're just going to turn into a client inevitably because they trust you. So the entire funnel we're covering today is essentially going to look like this, okay? There's a couple different ones. But this is the entirety of the funnel. Content and ads, okay? Then you have a lead magnet and the opt-in page where you're going to be providing that value for that low barrier entry step. And from here, as soon as they submit their information, they're going to be put on a welcome flow. Usually it's going to be email marketing. Sometimes you can get away with SMS. It's going to depend on your specific niche, demographic, etc. But simultaneously, as soon as they get sent into the welcome flow, they're also going to be redirected to a VSL. A VSL is basically a video sales letter that just deepens the pain points. It deeper touches on who you are, what you're about. And it's just basically going to redirect them to a no-brainer next step to book in a secondary form where you qualify leads to book a call with you. You're going to ask them some more questions. When are you looking to sell? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Et cetera, et cetera. And if they answer this, it creates more friction. But if you build trust, the friction is negligible because they're going to want to submit their information anyways, regardless of how many steps are involved because they already trust you. And so if they're not qualified, you can nurture them to eventually trust you to then remove that friction, and they can qualify themselves by answering those information. Then they're redirected to a booking page where they just submit their information naturally, where they, again, submit their information and those qualifying questions. You then have a thank you page here, where essentially now they're just booked into the pre-call flow. And on the thank you page, you're just going to have your testimonials, all that kind of stuff, etc. And basically, let's just show you what that kind of looks like more specifically. So here we have a value-driven ad. We have a landing page, right, that has that piece of content value that you're going to be talking about, that you're promising on the ad. And then as soon as they submit their information for it, they're going to be redirected to a booking page. The VSL is going to be talked about, your calendar link, etc. And then finally, the thank you page, once they go through there, and essentially this is where your reviews are going to be. You're going to have your testimonials, case studies, etc., all on this page, okay? And the beauty is, what you can do now that they've booked a call on your calendar is you can enable a pre-call flow. Send them some more in-depth case studies, testimonials. If you have video case studies, those are huge. Make sure you add those, and then it's just going to make it that much more easy to basically, when you hop on the call, reference them, etc. Tell them, hey, we did this for X client exactly in your situation, and it's going to make it just that much more of a no-brainer offer. And again, you're reducing the friction of the client, right? You're building the trust. As trust builds, friction decreases. And then from here, all you essentially do is you book an in-person appointment, you have the follow-up flows, and you just nurture them if they're not already ready to buy or sell, and you do the rest of that work, which is just involved with being an agent. There are different types of flows once they're actually put into the pipeline, right? You have the welcome flow where the leads are probably the least interested. You have the pre-call flow, which is where the leads are extremely interested. And then the follow-up flow where they're basically a no-brainer deal. You just need to stay top of mind in case certain leads that book an appointment with you and are not ready in the moment, just remember you. So when that they are ready, you're the top of mind. But the welcome flow is what we're going to talk about first. And essentially what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to send an immediate email and an immediate SMS. You're going to deliver the lead magnet in the SMS and the email jointly. And then essentially what you're going to do is as soon as this is sent 2 hours in, you're going to basically send them another email on what you do. Then you're going to send them on hour 4 why you actually do what you do. And then hour 4, you're also going to send another email on how you actually accomplish this, right? And what this is doing is it's just keeping you top of mind. It's basically solving objections. This is what you want to do. You want to solve objections in the welcome flow, right? You also can do this in the pre-appointment flow, but basically what this is doing is you're introducing yourself, who you are, why people want to work with you, your credentials, who's worked with you in the past, why should they work with you, right? And then how you actually accomplish their steps so that they can say, okay, this actually makes sense for me. Now, if they book a call, they're going to be put into that pre-appointment flow, that pre-call flow that we've been talking about before, okay? And this is where you really want to dial down on common objections and FAQs. This is going to build that trust as soon as possible, and you're going to want to send 2 to 4 of these common objection flows per day, okay? And you just want to, again, you want to send emails, texts that just solve all of the FAQs and objections. And what you can do on these flows is have case studies and proof. You can reference the appointment, and you just want to make sure you also reference where they know you from. So, hey, this is, X agent from X area. You met me on YouTube ads. Just a reminder that this is an upcoming appointment. Here's how we got John the same exact case study, or here's how we got John the exact same results in X time frame, right? And then finally, the last flow, which is the least amount of work that needs to be done, is the follow-up flow. You're just going to send them emails, texts, phone calls, all this kind of stuff. This is where you guys as an agent basically know what to do here. If you're established, you just want to reference the appointment, make it short and punchy. Just, again, provide some more case studies and proof, and then content and sales assets, right? So that's basically what the funnel looks like on the back end. All these flows can be automated. You don't have to do this. If you have a certain software, Zapier, if your integration with your CRM that you already have has this, utilize it, okay? This saves so much time. This is called code leverage, where you can basically have AI do the manual work that you don't have to do yourself. Now, again, this isn't something where you're going to have AI run your entire business for you, because if you remove that human element, you're going to be screwed, and people are just going to look at you like a sketchy, salesy kind of marketer, right? And you want to be looked at as the go-to expert that knows what they're doing. And the frame is extremely important, and you can do that if you implement these flows in the right way. You don't want to be overly pushy, but just provide value that answers most of your ideal clients' questions. You're not going to come across as salesy if that's the case. You're going to come across as salesy if you write all these out with ChatGPT, never manually edit them to actually what client data you have and your own verbiage, and you sound like a robot, right? But if you can make it sound like you're going to be good. Now, essentially, just as a visual representation here, just to go over the landing pages once more, the opt-in page, basically as a template, you're going to want to have like attention avatar, your ideal customer profile. Then you're going to have the headline, okay? What is you're claiming in the ad that's going to be solved? And then within the subheadline as well, just a extension of what you're going to be solving, right? If you can do that, you're then going to have an email form and then just a submit button, okay? This is going to redirect them to the VSL and booking page. You're going to have a video here. The headline, again, step 1, watch this VSL and then book a call with me. They're going to watch it. You're going to, again, go more into the pain points. And then you're just basically going to have another call to action to book a call directly with them in the calendar. And then once they book a call in the calendar, this is where your thank you page comes in. Success. Here's X, Y, and Z agent, right? Here's you as an agent. Then just have an intro video and basically just explain to them the next steps that are going to happen before the call. Hey, thanks for signing up. Thanks for also booking a call with me. I can't wait to speak with you. Check out some of the case studies under my page. Feel free to email me. My email is going to be booked below. All that kind of stuff. And just provide as much value as you can on the thank you page and just prep them for the call. Make it as easy as possible for the lead to be ready and prepared for when they see you, and don't make them do all that manual work. If you can make it easy for them, they're already on the page, they're stuck to it, they're watching it. Look, I'm imagining it right now. They're on the opt-in page, they see the headline. Oh, I want to see if this person, this agent actually knows what they're talking about. I'm going to submit my email. Now I got the ebook. I'm reading the ebook. Wow, this information is valuable. I'm going to go back to the VSL and booking page, and I'm going to watch what they have to say as an agent. Oh, wow, all of this information that they're talking about on the ebook makes so much sense. And on the VSL, oh my gosh, they're talking about exactly the pain points that I'm experiencing on a deeper level. Wow, I might as well just book a call with them. I trust them now at this point. Okay, it's a no-brainer. Okay, now I book a call with them. Okay, I just was driven to a thank you page, and I see all these testimonials with past clients that are in the exact same situation as I am, so I know that it works. And then And they're also talking to me on this headline, or rather on this intro video, about what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know who this agent is. I know how they're going to help me solve my problems. And all the friction is removed. And basically, you've got yourself a client that is so much more equipped and ready to work with you than as someone who just saw a picture ad and you sent them to an instant homes list. They don't know who you are, why they should work with you, what makes you unique, anything. This is the way to get it done. But basically, that's the entirety of the funnel as it sits. I have more videos breaking down how each of these messagings can work, how you can script the ads, how you can actually build out the pre-call flows, all that kind of stuff, the landing pages, etc. And you can check that out on my channel. But as for right now, that's all I've got in this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.